video is all about the bronzer BBs and CC products that are out there these days. I had just mentioned actually this IT Cosmetics CC Plus bronzer in my haul video. Got a lot of feedback on it. A lot of people were liking the way it looked, and also just some questions about the way it applied and wore on throughout the day. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of review this, but also in comparison to a couple of other products, and they're all rather different. Different coverage, different staying power. So I remember a long time ago I did some big drugstore BB comparison type videos. So now we're moving on to the BB bronzers. I'm just going to talk about each one first, show you some before and afters, and then kind of give the overall comparison. But the first one I'm going to talk about here is the NYC Smooth Skin BB Cream 5-in-1 Bronzed Radiance. So they do sell just regular BB creams in NYC's line, but I have this in the shade Light. I believe there were two options in this bronze version, light and medium, but this is very light. I would say once I get this all blended out all over my skin, it takes me just a hair deeper, maybe a little more glow to the skin, but it's definitely the most subtle out of anything I'm going to talk about and the least bronzy. I think maybe for my skin tone I could have gone for the medium and it would have given me more of a bronzy result. And so I squeezed some out, I blended all over my face. For blending out all of these, I'm using my Up and Up buffing type foundation brush from Target. I really like that. I think it works well with this consistency of product. Just any standard liquid it's really nice for. And I did clean it between each one because I didn't want any shimmer or sparkle to like carry over one to the next. But this offers just the lightest veil of coverage really. All I can see is that it might make my skin tone look just a little more radiant. This claims to have a luminous satin finish, and you know, looking up close at the swatches, seeing this on my face, it definitely is the least glowy of all the three that I'm talking about. It says it minimizes the appearance of pores, fine lines, and imperfections, but I don't really feel that way about this product. I didn't think that my skin looked that much better after putting this on, especially looking up close at it. The only thing that maybe improved was a little bit of the overall tone, and things just looked a little more fresh and revived. Also, this is the only one I'm going to be talking about that does not contain any sort of SPF, and these would all be products that I would consider could double as your moisturizer, you know, unless you were really dry and you wanted to maybe go ahead and put a light moisturizer underneath. So I really would be relying on this step of my makeup to have the SPF. So definitely has some marks against it for the no SPF, not adding much, if any, additional coverage, and just really not adding much bronze to my skin either. Now next up we've got the Maybelline Dream Bronze BB, and this says 8-in-1 Beauty Balm. It has SPF 25, and this is another one where you can choose kind of according to your skin tone. So I have light-medium bronze, and I think there may have been like 4 or 5 different options to go with there. This claims to illuminate, warm the skin tone, even things out, veils imperfections, hydrates, smooths, etc. It's just going to make you look like $1,000,000 by the time you put it on. But this has a very different tone as you see the swatches compared to the NYC and the IT. It seems to have just a very traditional bronze glow to it. And when I put this all over my skin, the consistency is very similar to the NYC. It's pretty liquidy, but it's not hard to work with. It's not a struggle to, you know, blend out around the face at all. But this definitely kicks up my skin tone a notch as far as getting a lot more bronzy. But I don't think it looks especially awkward on the skin because as you blend and get it, you know, buffed into your hairline and get it blended all around, the sheerness of this product allows it to kind of work. You know what I'm saying? So after applying this, I feel like my skin is much more glowy, much more bronze, although when I look closely at it or when I see it in the swatch, it's very hard to detect if there's a lot of shimmer. I think I'm able to see a teeny bit, but it's not super intense. Beyond the added depth that you can see my skin taking on, I'm not seeing hardly any additional coverage out of this product. It's very light. I actually kind of like this product once I've dressed it up a little bit, you know, maybe added some more concealer to certain areas, set it with a little bit of powder, added some blush into the mix. I think it gives a nice look. It's just definitely in the middle of what I'm talking about in terms of adding any coverage, and kind of in the middle in terms of staying power as well. The NYC did not last very well for me, even just under very normal, you know, inside the house conditions. skins. This one, I think if you're oily in your T-zone, which I tend to get a little bit that way, otherwise my skin's overall very normal. You know, I'll notice getting a little dewy in those areas by day's end, but still I can tell the product's still with me. Finally, this IT Cosmetics CC Plus bronzer. This has the granddaddy of them all in terms of SPF. It has SPF 50. Really like the pump style that this has. It helps you kind of get a consistent amount of product each time. This is the one that's got the most coverage and the most glow. So the fact that it has coverage is what saves it for me. As I blend it over my cheek, see the difference? Like, this is actually going on with a coverage that is foundation-like. You look up really closely at this, you definitely can see that this has, you know, some little particles of shimmer. It's nothing big, it's nothing that, you know, anybody from across the room would be like, oh my gosh, she's wearing glitter today. It's not to that extent whatsoever, but it is very glowy. And like I said, the fact that that glow is balanced with some coverage is what makes me like this product. The thing about this is it's only available in the one shade, which is bronze. So for some people, I mean, if you've got a really deep and rich skin tone, this may be lighter than your skin. And then for people who are really fair, it may be too much of a stretch to, you know, apply something like this on your skin and then, you know, see a very major difference between your face and your neck, and you're like, I don't want to mess with that. I would suggest checking this out if you've got an Ulta near you. Check it out in the store. If the thought of any added bronzer to a product or putting anything on your skin that would be deeper than your natural skin tone, if that irritates you, there is the new CC Plus Illumination, which I plan to expand on in a different video. But this is one where you can actually select your specific skin tone. It's going to be glowier than the original CC, but no added bronzer in this stuff. I was always a fan of the original CC, and it was really nice to see that they didn't completely change the product other than adding more glow and more bronze. It's still got the coverage that I like. It's kind of like foundation and bronzer mixed is what this makes me think of. This has more staying power. It's just a more substantial product on the skin. And with any of these, you know, you would have the option of maybe mixing them in with another foundation to just add a little bit of bronze glow. I really like doing that with this product because since it has some coverage, I don't think adding it into another foundation waters it down any. You know what I'm saying? If you add some of this Maybelline, for example, to another foundation, you will make it more bronze, you will deepen up the tone, but the fact that this is such sheer coverage, you will, in a sense, water it down a little bit. The NYC, I wouldn't even bother mixing this in with another foundation because it's so light as it is. So I think the two real contenders here in this video are the Maybelline and the IT Cosmetics, and I think you gotta look at your own needs and think, do I really want coverage with a product like this? And honestly, the IT Cosmetics one is the only one that I think fully delivers on the claims. Like when I use this product and this product alone, I do feel like my skin looks better for it. You know, it's got the coverage, the glow, it looks bronzy. I mean, it's just really nice. This one, you know, Sun-Kissed Glow Perfector, not really. You know, it adds the Sun-Kissed Glow, but it's not really perfecting my skin. I've got to do quite a few other things to make that happen. But there are a few little tips I have for wearing any kind of bronzer BB on your skin and making it still come off like you've got a natural bronze glow. I do think a lightweight liquidy concealer is a good thing to use to bring back the dimension to your face. And I say lightweight concealer as opposed to like a liquid highlight because I don't think your skin needs any additional glow really on top of this. So for example, I use my Maybelline Better Skin Concealer, just took that down the nose, under the eye area, you know, anywhere where you're still noticing maybe any imperfections on your skin, but primarily those places where you want to bring lift. I blended over that with my round foundation brush from Up and Up, and I really like what happens after I do that because I feel like, okay, my skin's got some dimension back again. I didn't really need to do a lot of it for the sake of coverage, but more for brightness. And then for staying power's sake, for me, I like a little light dusting of powder. I've been using my Maybelline Matte and Poreless because it's something that is lightweight. I don't think it takes away the whole glow of the product, but I just use it lightly in the T-zone area. I don't mask up the whole face with a bunch of powder, but I do think it enhances the staying power, at least for me. You know, I like the feeling that everything's getting kind of set. And then if you're curious what else is on my face for this particular look, I'm wearing this ColourPop blush in Tongue Tied. It's a really bright corally shade. This was in the In Bloom collection. On my lips, I've got on this Almay Smart Shade Butterkiss in Nude Light, just a very low maintenance, balmy type of lip product. And then on the eyes, I am wearing ColourPop millionaire all over the lid, very, very sparkly. And then to just accent that look, provide some contrast, I use my Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. So thank you guys so much for taking time to watch. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you again next time. Bye.